Hey guys, Horrorman back for another review. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the brand new Taskmaster figure from Marvel Legends. Now this is a brand new line of Captain America figures. It's not quite based off the new movie, but you do have some Captain America related characters in it anyway. So this is a really cool figure. A lot of fans have requested this one. They did make a Taskmaster back in the day. I believe Toy Biz made it, but it was completely different. It had like a little, like a glider that he could, you know, get around on, and it had more of the classic skeleton, you know, look and kind of like the white outfit. Now this one is based off the Udon Taskmaster, which is this interchangeable head here, and the full costume is actually more representative of that design. So I'm not exactly sure why they put this old Taskmaster head sculpt on here displayed in a package, but I think it could be just because people recognize it more. So on the front you can see Captain America, Mercenaries of Mayhem. And then you can just see a cool picture of Taskmaster on one side and the Demolition Man on the other side. And then in here you can get a decent description. There we go. A little description of the characters. And a really cool picture on here. And again, they use that classic Taskmaster head sculpt. But yeah, this Udon Taskmaster look, this interchangeable head, is definitely what a lot of fans are going to be wanting. And then you can see he comes with a really cool shield here, an almost lightsaber looking sword, and he has the Red Skull head, which is the Onslaught Red Skull. So let's go ahead and take this out of the packaging. Alright, so here's the Taskmaster out of the packaging and all the accessories he comes with. So you get a pretty good amount of stuff here. Let's go ahead and get a nice close-up of the face. So the first head sculpt is something people are more familiar with, and this is more of the skull face. And this is really nicely done. He has like a really metallic skull, and then the hood is white. And it actually isn't really hindering the movement much, and you can actually kind of manipulate this hood where wherever you want it to stay. He's got this kind of point on his chin, or at least part of the chin that kind of keeps this hood from going up too far. Now the hood is not removable. You could probably peel it back if you wanted to, but I don't think there's much sculpting going on in some spots. So it looks pretty cool. I do like that skull face, and it is a really cool look, but I feel like the white hood really clashes with this. You know, as I stated, this is more of the Udon Taskmaster, so it's really going to look a lot better with the other head sculpt. So I'll go ahead and put that other head sculpt on now. Okay, and here he is with the Udon Taskmaster head sculpt. Now I think this looks way, way better. The hood is more of like that blue color, just like the chest, so it just blends in a lot better. And it's also a head sculpt that we've never seen before, which is really cool. He's got these like glowing eyes, and it still retains that skull type of look, but a little bit more modernized, and it is a completely different look. But man, it really matches this body so much better than the other one. Now that's not to say I don't, you know, didn't want the other one. I just think that this one looks so much better. The hood is really nicely made, if not better than the other one. It has that nice kind of wrinkled look to it, and you can see the hood kind of come right underneath this mask here. Alright, now getting into the rest of the accessories, you know, of course, again, we do have that first interchangeable head that he comes with, and you can see it's just that standard ball joint that hooks into it. So really nicely done from the side. You can't even see this face, so it's a pretty big hood on here. But yeah, really nicely detailed. Now this could probably fit on some other figures. You know, as I stated, Toy Biz did make a Taskmaster figure years ago, and it was part of the Legendary Riders series, and to be honest with you, I did not like that head sculpt at all. If this could fit, it would be amazing, but I don't have the original, So unfortunately, I can't do that comparison for you. So if that's the case, if this is one that would fit that other figure, then this is a great pack-in head sculpt to replace the original Toy Biz one. Besides that, you also get the Red Skull like Onslaught head sculpt. Now this is for the Build-A-Figure, and I've already tried. It will not fit this figure, so you know, let me get that out of the way now. But this is a pretty cool head sculpt, and this will be just for the Build-A-Figure. So Taskmaster is a very important figure in this. And the third accessory is a almost lightsaber type of sword that he comes with. Pretty basic, but you know, pretty well done. There's a little bit of like a paint rub on that sword. I'm not sure if that will come off with scratching it off or not, but yeah, a little bit of QC issue on that one. And then the final accessory is his shield. Now the shield is actually really well made. Get this nice design here, and what I really like about it is it actually has a little hinge right here, so you can either display it on his back, or you can clip it down and display it, just clip it right to his arm. So really nicely done. Now into the articulation. It's going to be a little bit different with the head sculpts, but pretty much the same. The hood's a little bit bigger on the other one, so the up and down movement's a little different. But he can look down really well, and he can look up. Articulation just a little bit hindered, and it could be just because of the armor. I don't think it's because, it's definitely not because of this. He has kind of a double joint here, but again, it's kind of hindered from the armor. So that's about as far as he can go, but it's still pretty good. You know, he can cradle the wrist a little bit here and bring the hand up, but again, it's got this armor plating, so you're not going to get too much. But he has, you know, plenty of range on that wrist. He has the you know, the ab crunch here, so you can look down even more or up. And then there is a twist also, and then you have the just leg can go out about that far. And again, he does have the double joint on here, but due to the armor, especially on that calf, you're not going to get too much. That's about as far as it can go, but it's still really good articulation. And then you have a little bit of the ankle movement here. He actually has pretty good range on the ankle. It's probably because of the design of the armor. So this is one part where the armor really isn't going to hinder too much. And he has a little bit of a rock on that. And then he can go out pretty far, like almost like a split. So, pretty good range of articulation. That's pretty much standard on all the Marvel Legends. Just the armor kind of hinders him a little bit in the elbows here. Alright, so here he is with the sword and shield. Now, on the back of the package, he actually does have the sword in the right hand, the shield on the left arm. But when you actually get him, he has the shield snapped on his right arm, so you can kind of do it the way you want. I had a little bit of trouble trying to get that sword into his left hand, but I think you could probably work it in. But I just figured, you know, you should probably just have the sword in the right hand. So yeah, he's got some pretty good posability with it. Like I said, the articulation is pretty much what you would expect from a Marvel Legend at this point. Paint apps are a little sloppy in some spots. And then there's other spots where there's just really no paint. And I kind of expected that with this armor. I don't know, in the past I've seen different Marvel Legends like Doom where they kind of skip the paint and just do a plastic, and it just doesn't always work that good. And just like you could see, what just happened is he doesn't stand perfectly, and it could be because of the boots. So that's another downside, I'd say. So just make sure to check the paint apps on these and get the one that you want. Now it's hard to really pick it up, but you can see the chest is really not that well painted. That's probably the weakest spot on this figure. And then again, I showed you the little paint flub on the sword right there. But there is areas of this plastic that looks kind of like cheap, particularly the elbow. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like a, I don't think it's supposed to be battle damage. I think it's just the plastic. So just from not painting it, it just has this kind of, I don't know, just kind of cheap look to it. So yeah, there is some downsides as far as like how the paint's done, and you could really tell the difference when you put this painted shield up against these legs. You could tell the difference in it. Besides that, it's a really cool figure. And just for a couple comparisons, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Captain America. And it's actually nice to see that it doesn't look like they've reused the shield. So this is a new shield, at least it is a different size from the regular Captain America shield. You can see with the comparison, it's definitely, Cap's got a bigger shield. So these guys look pretty cool next to each other. And then the way this shield connects, it has completely different straps. As compared to the much easier design that the Taskmaster has, where it just kind of clips onto the wrist. So this is definitely more authentic to the movie and the way the shield is, but I really do like the way this Taskmaster one clips on. It's much easier. And just for another scale comparison, here he is next to a 7-inch figure, and this is the NECA Freddy Krueger. So just to give you an idea of how big he is. Alright, so that's my review. All in all, this is a great figure. I would definitely recommend picking this one up. Now, I will say that this is not the best line of Marvel Legends that I've seen. Recently they had the Edge of Spider-Verse with Venom, Spider-Gwen, Morbius, and a bunch of others. And it's a really sought-after line. I mean, I'm having a really hard time finding anything from that line. I did review Morbius, which you can check out right now, which is on my videos. And this Taskmaster, some people passed this one up originally, but I don't think they realized he was definitely the best in the set, at least in my opinion. So I would, like I said, definitely recommend picking this one up. You're going to have a little bit of an issue finding this. It's always kind of tough finding Marvel Legends as it is. You got a lot of scalpers, a lot of retailers that go in and, kind of buy everything. But, like I said, this is definitely worth picking up. I definitely like this head sculpt, like I said, over top of the original. And, I mean, not that I don't like the original, it's just, as I stated, it just doesn't go with his outfit as well. Sorry I don't have that other Taskmaster to compare it to. I would really like to see if this other head sculpt will actually fit the original. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a message, leave a question, whatever. And, thanks for watching my review. See ya.